Can't believe you came back for us. You saved our lives.
Lieutenant, you took a direct hit. How do you feel?
That wound looks bad. I don't think the lieutenant can talk.
Copy that. Lieutenant, what you just did was both the bravest and dumbest thing I have ever seen.
I kept count. You took out 11 of Rommel's best men. Lieutenant, please try not to move. Can't believe you came back for us. You saved our lives.
Lieutenant, you took a direct hit. How do you feel?
That wound looks bad. I don't think the lieutenant can talk.
Copy that. Lieutenant, what you just did was both the bravest and dumbest thing I have ever seen.
I kept count. You took out 11 of Rommel's best men. Move.
Don't worry, we're gonna get you out of here.
Good morning, Lieutenant. I'm Colonel Ebbets. Welcome back to the land of the living. You've been through a lot, so I'll keep it brief. I'm with the Office of Strategic Services. Our mission is sabotage, subversion, and everything in between. We're taking the fight to the Nazis, going after the Third Reich on their home turf. We do some of the most dangerous work of the war, and we're looking for people just like you. Now, the Sergeant and I go way back. He's an excellent judge of character. And for what you did in Tunisia, he's nominated you for the Medal of Honor.
Trust me, Lieutenant. I hate doing paperwork. But in your case, I made an exception.
You saved our lives.
I have a motto. Life is usually a pageant of idiots and fools. But occasionally, you find yourself in the company of good people. And then, anything is possible. Lieutenant, you are now going to hear the most important question I can ask. Would you like to join the OSS? I understand, Lieutenant. As soon as you're back on your feet, we'll have you on a transport for New York.
Hello, Lieutenant. I'm Dr. Thatch. Welcome to the infirmary. We'll have you back on your feet in no time. I know you're having some trouble speaking after what happened in Tunisia, so let's just use hand gestures, eh? Delightful. Now, I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and don't worry, you can change your answers at any time. Now, my first question is an easy one, Lieutenant. Are you left or right-handed? Please, make your choice. Fantastic. Now, let's confirm your fine motor skills. Please, pick up the service weapon next to you. Splendid. Now, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to continue, or a thumbs down if you want to change your selection. Well done, Lieutenant. On to the next question. Now, Lieutenant, you're going into an active combat zone. Whenever you're in close proximity to an explosion, you might feel a concussive blast. The technicians call it camera shake. You can also feel this camera shake phenomenon when firing your weapon. But through the wonders of modern medicine, I can easily adjust how much camera shake you feel. Please, let me know your preference. Just to be sure, why don't you test fire your weapon? Now, if you're happy with your choice, please give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to choose again, give me a thumbs down. Jolly good, Lieutenant. On to the next question. Now, on to a few tactical matters, Lieutenant. Now, let's discuss how you want to view an enemy's threat level. Now, see the two imaginary enemies in front of you? Note how their threat level is indicated above their heads. The more stars they have, the bigger the threat. An enemy with 1 star should be easy for you to dispatch. 5 stars, though? Oh, watch out, Lieutenant. Seeing an enemy's threat level from a distance gives you the chance to adjust your tactics accordingly. It can be quite helpful. Now, some of the technicians in the back say this affects immersion. Hogwash! Whatever floats your boat, I say. Lieutenant, please choose if you'd like to see the enemy threat level. Please give me a thumbs up if you're happy with your selection, or a thumbs down if you'd like to choose again. Wonderful. On to the next question. Now, to verify your choice, try eliminating the enemies in front of you. Please remember, they're just imaginary. I'm a gentleman, not a savage. Very good. Let's move on to the next question. Now, Lieutenant, your line of work can be quite dangerous. There's always a chance you could be injured in the field. Please choose how you would like to experience what we call in the medical field, taking damage. I'm now going to simulate a slight injury. This won't hurt at all. Lieutenant, please give me a thumbs up if you're happy with your selection, or a thumbs down if you'd like an opportunity to choose again. Well done. Let's move on. Now, Lieutenant, you're still recovering from your experiences in Tunisia. Some of your upcoming missions may have intense sequences or physical activity that could make you uncomfortable. Would you like the option to skip these sequences? Don't worry, you can revisit those parts of the mission whenever you'd like. Fantastic. Remember, you can change this setting in the options menu at any time. Let's move on. Now, Lieutenant, here's an opportunity for you to choose the overall difficulty of your OSS experience. Please, let me know your preference. Ha, an excellent choice. You can adjust this setting at any time in the options menu. Now for some mobility tests. First, I'm going to help you get on your feet. You can quickly change the direction you're facing with what we call a flick turn. Lieutenant, choose which kind of flick turn you prefer. Try turning and see how it feels. Excellent. Lieutenant, please give me a thumbs up to continue, or a thumbs down to choose again. Brilliant. Let's move on. It's wonderful to see you on your feet. You've made an incredibly fast recovery. Now it's time for the last test. Some of our agents prefer to have what we call a tunneling effect when they move. Let me know your preference. Now, Lieutenant, try walking across the room towards me. Wonderful. Give me a thumbs up if you want to keep this setting, or a thumbs down if you'd like to choose again. Perfect. Lieutenant, congratulations. I am certifying you for active duty. Welcome to the OSS.
Welcome to the firing range, Lieutenant. Now that you're back on your feet, the Colonel thought we should give you a quick combat refresher. Your current objective is always shown on your sleeve. Take a look. Cover your hand. You can use either hand. Give your other hand a try. Now it's time to move, Lieutenant. I see you're right-handed, just like me. Good. Makes this training easy. Look at your sleeve again. The arrow always points in the direction you need to go. Use the left stick to move, the right stick to turn. To run, press in the left stick. Let's move on to live fire training. Remember, you can always adjust your comfort and controller settings by pressing the pause button and accessing the options menu. All right, Lieutenant, it's time to shoot stuff. Specialist McKinney is here. Grab the pistol from its holster on your hip. Squeeze the trigger to fire. Hold the pistol with both hands, and then you press the pistol's button to eject. Excellent job. Bring the magazine. Look at that. Like magic. Now, pull the slider to squeak. Now, let go. The weapon will automatically return to its holster after you release it. Larger weapons will holster up. Fire away. Look at that. The arsenal. Press this button. Now, insert the bingo. Letting go of the weapon will automatically holster over your shoulder. Now, reach over your other shoulder and grab the M1 Garand rifle. Specialist Lamouche to help demonstrate some advanced weapon handling. You carry your pistol on your hip and a larger weapon on each shoulder. When you pick up a new weapon, it will replace the one you currently have in that slot. Grab this Carabiner 98. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now get ammo for this K98 from the K98 is a bolt-action rifle, so you reload by pulling and pushing the bolt after each shot. You can use either hand to do this. Great work. Let's go to the next station. Infirmary, Lieutenant, but we need to give you a quick refresher on battlefield medicine. You will automatically heal from minor wounds, but if you really get hurt, you'll need to use some first aid. Pretend to hurt yourself by smashing your hand on these rusty nails. Ouch! Ow, 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 ouch! Now comes the fun part. Stab yourself in the chest. The syringe will auto-inject the medicine. Voila! Now comes the ouch. Now comes the ouch. Now comes the fun. Ouch. Now comes the fun part. Stab yourself in the chest. The syringe will auto-inject the medicine. Now on to grenades. Head up the stairs. Pick up an American to pull the pin. Throw Throw the grenade, Lieutenant. Now this is a German hand grenade. It's called a Stielhand. Arm the grenade and throw it. You can use your hand. Grenades are stored on your chest. Pick a grenade up and let it go. See how it automatically moves into place? Now pull a grenade off your chest. Excellent. You're ready to take on the Third Reich. When you're done with grenades, head on down the stairs to the firing range. Spend as much time at the firing range as you want. When you're done, just go through the door to return to headquarters.
It's Ollie, right?
Yes, sir.
Ollie, how old are you?
I'm 23. I'm 19. I'm 16. I have every right to be here. More than you, that's for sure. The Nazis didn't bomb Abilene, Texas. They bombed London, England. They destroyed my home. They burned my entire life to the ground, and now I want to do the same thing to the Third Reich. Go ahead, turn me in. I'll find a way to get to the front. How do you think I got to Tunisia? Forging transfer orders has become a hobby of mine. I will make it to France.
Don't worry, Ollie. Your secret's safe. I'm pretty sure the lieutenant isn't gonna say anything.
Thank you, Sarge. Thank you, Lieutenant.
But I have two rules. Keep your head down and do exactly what I say.
Yes, sir.
You don't listen to me even once, I'll turn you over to the Germans myself, understand?
I understand, sir. I won't disappoint you. Either of you.
Somehow this motley crew has been tasked with saving civilization. God help us all.
All right. Enough talking, training, and tests. It's time to go after the Nazis. We're sending you into occupied France.
Yes, sir.
Your first mission is to make contact with the French resistance. You'll be working with a cell led by Manon Baptiste, who's been our eyes and ears on the ground since the war started. Your rendezvous will be along the coast, at the St. Catherine Lighthouse. The Germans are using as an observation post. The resistance will give you a signal when it's safe to come ashore. You'll have 3 days to assist the resistance, gather intelligence on German activity, and sabotage targets of opportunity. Now, I'm talking about a small communications relay or a fuel truck, not anything like blowing up a train or destroying Gestapo headquarters. This is your first OSS mission. Baby steps. Now I want to introduce you to Huxley, our quartermaster. She'll get you set up with what you need, and she'll give you some nice goodie bags for the resistance. 3 days in and out. Keep it simple. I'll see you on the other side. Dismissed.
Hello, I'm Huxley, your quartermaster. I'm here to brief you on weapons, gear, and all the threats you'll face. I'm backed up by a full model shop, a sewing brigade, and the best gunsmiths the Allied nations have to offer. Have a look around. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. This special weapon is on loan from Colonel Ebbets. Apparently it's a family heirloom. He calls it Uncle Nate's Rough Rider. I call it an exquisite Nazi killing machine. It can be fired entirely one-handed, with only minimal impact to accuracy. And it's the only rifle in your arsenal that can be reloaded entirely one-handed. While slightly less lethal than a bolt-action rifle, it's deadlier than any semi-automatic. The Rough Rider is best for mid to long-range combat, and it can be slam-fired by holding it two-handed while keeping the trigger squeezed. Just remember to cock the lever after every shot. The Gewehr 43, an impressive weapon. It requires a bit more effort to reload than the Garand, but it comes with a larger magazine. It's every bit as accurate as the other semi-automatic weapons, but rapidly firing the Gewehr's entire magazine will cause its accuracy to go wild. The K98K. In the right hands, a weapon of extreme lethality. Every shot with the K98K is perfectly accurate when you hold it two-handed. Remember, all bolt-action weapons require racking the bolt between every shot, but the bolt can be racked with either hand. The sergeant already told you how much he loves the M1 Garand. Everything he said is true. It's reliable, accurate, easy to reload, and easy to aim. Of all the semi-automatic rifles in your arsenal, the Garand has the highest stopping power. Its only real drawback is the low magazine size. The on-block clip only holds 8 rounds, but it auto-ejects quickly for a fast reload. The semi-automatic P08 pistol. The Nazis love this weapon. If you get your hands on one in the field, be sure to show them the love back. As with other German pistols, the P08 has a larger magazine, but is slightly less accurate. Ah, your trusty sidearm, the semi-automatic 1911 A1 pistol. Reliable and accurate. It's quite useful at mid to long ranges with both hands and mid to short ranges with one hand. The magazine holds 7 bullets. Always keep it loaded. Sometimes you just need a shotgun and nothing else will do. At close range, this weapon has no peer. Perfect for clearing corridors and bunkers. You have to keep the shotgun after every shot. Try doing it with one hand by making a brisk up and down motion. With some practice, you'll be able to pump your shotgun with one hand while throwing a grenade with the other. Germans will run in fear and speak your name in whispers. The M1A1 submachine gun. The weapon of choice for many American officers. 30 bullets in the magazine. Among the weapons in your conventional arsenal, the M1A1 has the quickest firing and causes the highest damage, but it has the lowest accuracy. Even when held full-handed, spraying the entire magazine with bullets will cause the weapon to go wild. First firing is best for mid-range enemies. For long-range enemies, using a different weapon is strongly recommended. The MP40, a deadly German submachine gun, an American M1A1, but in the right hands, it can be more lethal. The MP40 has reliable accuracy and a slightly larger magazine, but it has the lowest firing rate among all weapons. However, the MP40 doesn't go wide as other automatic weapons do when firing the entire magazine. Well, this is quite the treat. Your friend Marcel made this custom for you in his workshop. Talk about something that goes boom. It's easily the most lethal sidearm we have at close range, though it comes with a massive bullet spread. There's also an intense kickback when firing quickly one-handed. Either hold it with both hands while firing, or take a short pause between each shot to account for the recoil. Spent shells can be ejected by simply jerking the weapon in any direction. After all shells are loaded, the barrels can be reset in the same one-handed way. In the right hands, this simple combat knife is every bit as deadly as a machine gun. A knife is always lethal when thrown at enemies. If your knife ever gets stuck on the ceiling, you can always shoot your weapon to dislodge it. And, with a little practice, the knife can be twirled and tossed between hands. Mark II Fragmentation Grenade. You already reacquainted yourself with these on the firing range, but practice makes perfect. Remember, once you pull the pin, the fuse starts burning. You have 5 seconds until it explodes. Potato. The German hand grenade's oblong shape prevents it from rolling around like an American Mark II. Activate its fuse by pulling the cap at the bottom. Remember, you can use your teeth or your hands. Packed tight with explosives, the Gammon grenade is a small bomb. Using this weapon carries a lot of risk, but the reward is a massive instantaneous explosion at the point of impact. It will explode on any surface, including a Nazi. After the cap is pulled, the Gammon grenade can be held indefinitely. But now that it's armed, there's no going back. Make absolutely sure you throw it far enough, otherwise you will have a very bad day.
Huxley, who is that?
Hopefully you won't encounter any Waffen-SS officers during your 3 days in Normandy. They are, as you Yanks are fond of saying, bad news. Watch out for the Waffen-SS. They are the elite of the German military. Highly trained. They should be feared. And eliminated.
Huxley, who is that?
The Gestapo often work with French collaborators, who are traitors in the worst way. Not only do they help the Third Reich, they do it by betraying their neighbors, their friends, even their families. I can't imagine how tough it is for the resistance. Not only are they fighting the Nazis, they're fighting their own countrymen.
Huxley, who's that?
The Gestapo. The Nazis' secret police. Filled with miscreants and degenerates who couldn't make it in the regular army. The Gestapo terrorizes the civilian population at every opportunity.
Huxley, who is that?
You'll be encountering mostly General Wehrmacht troops as you travel the French countryside. But be careful. Even the most junior soldier has gone through extensive training.
Huxley, who's that?
This is the uniform of one of the so-called Lightning Girls that work at the Gestapo headquarters. Apparently, Mano's 19-year-old sister Juliet has gone undercover as a Lightning Girl in order to gather intelligence. A very brave, but very dangerous thing to do.
Huxley, who is that?
Imagine, if your country was taken over by the most powerful nation on Earth, what would you do? Wait? Surrender? Or resist?
Huxley, who's that?
The French resistance is made up of men and women from all walks of life. Everyday people who are risking their lives to liberate their country from the Nazis.
Huxley, what is the lieutenant holding?
A Higgins Industries PT boat. We have PT 305 at our disposal, and she has one of the best crews in the American Navy. They're gonna sneak you into France under the cover of darkness, then return in 3 days to pick you up. Don't be late.
Huxley, what is the lieutenant holding?
The bomb maker on Mano's resistance team, Marcel, is quite the tinkerer. I've heard you open a secret passage to his workshop by playing the French national anthem on his piano.
Huxley, what's the lieutenant looking at?
The St. Catherine Lighthouse. As the colonel mentioned upstairs, the Germans are using it as an observation post. So, Mano and her team have targeted it for destruction. Makes me wonder if there'll be anything left after the Nazis are done with France.
Huxley, what is the lieutenant looking at?
Watch out for these German half-tracks. Not only do they carry a full complement of troops, there's a machine gun mounted on top that can quickly ruin your day.
Huxley, what is the lieutenant looking at?
The Germans are positioning troops all over Normandy using these heavy transport trucks. They're as ubiquitous as flies on a 4-day-old schnitzel.
Huxley, what's the lieutenant holding?
The Nazis love their tanks, both big and small. They've adapted this model to run on railroad tracks, acting as escorts for their trains. Don't bother with your rifle. Only an anti-tank weapon like a Panzerfaust can take them out of commission. When conducting sabotage in the field, you'll often attach explosives to your target. In lieu of dynamite, practice attaching one thing to another with this decidedly non-explosive piece of paper. Then, light it on fire. Follow the instructions to ignite the lighter. Sometimes the smallest spark can bring down the largest target.
Huxley, what is that?
I asked the boys in the back to set up this ladder for you. You've been in the family for quite a while, so make sure you're still comfortable climbing up and down.
Huxley, what's that?
Lieutenant, I know, you're still getting your strength back, so it's crucial you remember to use both hands when carrying large...
Huxley, what is that?
When blowing something up, the detonator is what kicks off the festivities. Use both hands and push down on the plunger.